Okay, so we're being joined by Marc Ratner now. How's it going, man?
Very, very good. Getting ready to go to Brazil.
Yes, that's what I hear. So you're heading to Brazil tomorrow. What's your schedule when you get there look like?
My schedule will be, this is one where we self-regulate.
Right.
So I'm not sure everything, getting all the paperwork ready. We'll have the weigh-in on Friday. I've got meetings with some of the television people on Thursday night, I know. And then Saturday fights and leave Sunday later on. So it's just a quick trip.
Quick trip. Have you been to Brazil before?
I have. We're going into the mountains. This is a little bit different. This is not Rio. This is not by the ocean. This is a big city. It's the third biggest city. It's called Belo Horizonte. It's a little more, I think, agricultural and mining area, and that should be very interesting. And I like going to places I haven't been. Rio is as beautiful as can be, but this will be interesting too.
This is a very busy weekend for the UFC. Do you think the UFC is spreading itself too thin?
Well, Dana's going to be at both events, believe it or not.
Really?
He's flying
wow.
He's going to be in Atlantic City, and as soon as that's over, we're flying to Brazil. So he's amazing.
That is amazing.
Just a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of international stuff. So we're all running, and what we have to do is keep all the fighters healthy, and that's been a big problem this summer, especially.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What's your opinion on the whole Manny Bradley fight?
I was there, and I enjoyed the fight. From where I was sitting, I thought that Manny won 8 or 9 rounds. In my estimation, I wasn't sitting ringside. I was sitting up a little bit. So I believe wholeheartedly it was not a. There's no nefarious, no conspiracy. It is what it is. It's a decision that the majority of the world disagreed with, but there's nothing more than just a disagreement upon the judging. But to say that it was corrupt or anything is, to me, is patently untrue.
I do MMA interviews with fighters in UFC, Strikeforce, all the small companies, and this week I've been posing this question to them, and almost 100% are in favor. What do you think of live scoring?
Open scoring?
So the fighters could see the scores after each round.
I've always been against it. I think it's,
really?
Yeah, so I might be the only one, but I can certainly, I'm not talking about MMA now, I'm talking more boxing.
Okay.
Because in MMA, you only got 3 rounds the majority of the fights, and the majority of the fights do not go to the distance. So I'd rather, if we're talking about open scoring, I'll talk to you about boxing.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And what I can give you a couple of the reasons.
Sure.
And this has happened already. And you have to know the rules. Now, not everybody is as honest and would not do these things, and I've seen it happen. Let's say in the 4th round of a fight, of a 12-round fight, there's a headbutt. And it's a pretty good headbutt. And so the fighter who knows he's ahead after 4 rounds, and he would know, the corner would know, there's no reason, and what would happen is the corner could, I'm not saying they would,
right,
make that cut and say, if my fighter can't see, I can't let him fight, knowing he would get the win after 4 rounds.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good point.
That has happened. All right, and I've seen this also, and I've been around open scoring, so I'm very much more aware than most. Let's say after 8 rounds, a guy has won 8 rounds, and it's a 12-round fight. Now, the guy who's behind you might say he's going to fight harder. He knows, too. The guy who's ahead, is he going to engage with him? He knows he's already won the fight. All he's got to do is stay away. And that's what he'll do. I mean, he will stall, he'll clinch, he will backpedal, but he's not going to get in a slugging match. He knows he's got the fight won. And this is a weird thing, but I really believe in this. At the end of 12 rounds in a close fight, there's a moment in the sport that is unlike any moment in any other sport when Michael Buffer or Jimmy Lennon say, Judge A has it this way, Judge B has it this way, and he says, and the winner, and everybody's waiting to hear, either new or still. It's a big moment. And I think that you would rob the sport of that. And I'm just against it. Those are just three reasons off the top of my head. I could probably come up with some more.
Okay, well, Mark, I appreciate the answer. Now, Dana White recently wrote on Twitter that the Las Vegas Commission is the worst commission, I believe, in the States or whatever. Obviously, you used to run that commission. Do you want to weigh in on that?
It was an emotional after the fight. It happened. It's been addressed with the commission. It's those things every once in a while happen, and so no further comments needed.
Okay, moving on. What'd you think about this whole TRT situation? Would it be easier just to not allow it at all?
Oh, it would certainly be easier. I think that there are some fighters, some athletes who definitely need it, and so it's real hard to have a blanket policy. So I think that we need more education, more knowledgeable people, more endocrinologists, not bone doctors or not skin doctors. I mean, we need some real education, and I think the more we learn, then the commissions will make better decisions. So I'm for more knowledge.
Makes sense. Okay, last question here. I want to bring the wife to Vegas in September for the Henderson versus Jones fight. What's your favorite restaurant in town? Where should I take the wife?
Well, now the one thing I've learned in all my career is if I say go to Mandalay or go to MGM, whatever restaurant it is, and then I'll have several say, well, what about me? So I don't give those kind of choices out. You're better off talking to people you know here. Certainly, there's a plethora of wonderful restaurants here. It's one of the best restaurant cities in the world now. So I don't think you can go wrong. I would stay. Each hotel has world-famous chefs now, so it's an expensive city, but some of the best food ever.
Okay, Mark. Well, best of luck on your trip, and we appreciate you taking the time out for us.
All right, Mark. My pleasure. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.